Hey, what's going on? This is Muriel. I am checking if I am live. I have a free training for you based on two common questions. One, they are frequently asked to me, so I just decided to start answering these two questions. Two core questions. Muriel, how to move to Costa Rica, how to make it a success. And the other frequently asked question is how to make money online, how to make it a success. And actually, I was thinking about it while doing laundry. Really, call me crazy. I just had lunch, was hanging up my laundry. I thought the strategy is the same. The strategy is really the same. And I will touch on what that strategy is. So if you pay attention, stick to the end, you'll probably or might learn something new. But I believe you do not have anything to lose because I think that, and I'm checking because my vent just stopped working. I'm going to turn it on again. Hold on. I am here. I thought I turned it higher, but I turned it off. So, what's the strategy for both things? Well, first of all, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Because I won't touch on it if I'm not sure that people can hear me. So, I'm going to check here if I'm live. Yes, I'm live. Awesome. We see the sound is working. Yeah, everything is looking great. I'm going to turn this off. So, what is the strategy for both then, right? Now, first of all, both it requires to take a leap. So, there's two things it has in common: leaping, entering an unknown zone, and we're all held back by our comfort zone. If you don't know about that, well, take it from me. Um, but since I have a YouTube channel, probably you will see this video here live. If you're watching it here, I'm also streaming on my wall because people ask me about making money online, which I started 9 years ago. Well, I actually didn't start making money 9 years ago, but I start to learn on doing it. Now, 9 years further in time, I live almost 5 years in Costa Rica and I'm making a solid income online since 2010, well, let's say 15. I quit my job because I could completely replace it. This is what I learned about personal development. So look, if you want to move to Costa Rica, right, you need to learn how to deal with fear, if that makes sense. And if you want to make money online with an online business, you need to deal with fear. Doesn't it have a lot in common? Do you see it? I really saw it. It fell in place for me. I had an epiphany. And this is where people go wrong. If I look around me here in my world in Costa Rica, I bought property. I really created a new life, made new friends. And people ask me, like, I'm thinking about leaving the Netherlands. That's where I come from. But I have a big fear. Is it a good step for my children? Is it a good step to sell my house? Because I'm not sure if I've sold it, then I don't have a house. I want to quit my job, but I don't dare. It's all fear. And the biggest obstacles that people ask me about, according to moving to Costa Rica, how to move to Costa Rica, is that people ask me, is it safe in Costa Rica? How is the crime in your area? Is there a lot of theft? And did they rip you off? Do they rip you off? Or do I need to live to, it's also fear based, and I think the solution, I know the solution for both is learn how to deal with fear. And what did I do in the previous 9 years? I start to really develop myself. How? First of all, and that's the most easy step for you to start doing now after this video, is start reading piles of books. And you don't need to really literally buy books. I have books here, I read books. If you have this, you can listen to books. So I start to read like a whole library of books, more or less a book per week. I start to listen to Audible. And I remember that books about fear, there are so many books about fear. Les Brown is great at talking about fear, but not just in books, If you have a very low budget, you can go to YouTube and listen to free podcasts, but deal with your fear. So that solves everything, because if you do not suffer from fear, the world around you will know. And that keeps away people with bad intentions. I believe it. So far, so good. Of course, I knock on wood, you know, anything can happen, but I've worked with convicted criminals before I quit my job and had a great business online. There were murderers, there were rapists, there were convicted criminals, but they all were people. They were a baby once. They were traumatized themselves, big stories, but I was never threatened. I was never hurt, but I was never afraid. I already read a lot of books by then, because it's not that I instantly could quit my job. And also, I didn't instantly move to Costa Rica. Of course, I did some due diligence. And when I was doing my research, hi, Edwin is saying Pura Vida, Costa Rica. Awesome. But really, you must know that I was scared to death before I moved to Costa Rica. Actually, I'm working together with an amazing guy called Menno. He's also someone I host events with. Currently, the next one is Saturday in the Netherlands. And I did some sessions with him. I said, I'm so afraid. The fear is taking over. I need help. So he helped me to deal with fear. And there's like tapping strategies for it. Like there's all these solutions to deal with your fear. So how about if you fear starting a business online, if you fear moving to Costa Rica, you cannot just change everything that is causing your fear. What you have control over is solve the fear in you. And that's personal development. That is developing you from within you. And if have inner strength, things are not so scary anymore. And if they are, it's easier to handle them. And that's how I did both. Actually taking a leap, quit my job. It was, of course, super scary. And I had sleepless night over it. But because I shut down that door, I was always making solid income. I thought later it would crash again. And I didn't know that the entrepreneurial career online is also like a roller coaster. So there were months that we didn't earn anything because algorithms change and all that jazz. But since I became so strong from within, I could handle all the external challenges. And that's how you can approach really both of these things, which perhaps you want both. Perhaps you're like, I'm seeing this live video on your wall. I have no interest at all in Costa Rica. But perhaps you're watching this live on my YouTube channel and you think, yeah, I want to move to Costa Rica. I'm bloody scared. And I also need to make my income from Costa Rica. I don't know how. Then this is 2-in-1. Just see this as a bonus for you. But I think I can touch on both questions for both groups. So the second thing that is a solution for both, how to move to Costa Rica successfully and how to build a business online successfully, how to make money online successfully, is literally sales. Learn about sales. Why sales? Well, according to how to make money online, probably you think, yeah, of course you need to make sales and then the money will be there. But sales are only the side effect of if you know people and know what they need before they will pay you money, right? That's not just falling from the sky. If you just walk towards a stranger and say, hey, you want to buy this phone? And someone has a phone, they will step back and say, you're crazy, leave me alone. I didn't ask for anything. This is why most people fail in sales, but they don't understand sales. Everything is a sale. If you have children and they want to go to bed later as normal, like they go to bed at 7 and they want to go to bed at 9, and they will ask, oh, mama, I'm going to go later because, there's this whatever I want to do. And you say no, and they want to say yes, but, and they give you all these reasons why they want to stay up and have the right to stay up later. They are closing you on a sale to stay up later, and you want to close your children on the sale to have them in bed on time. Now, the same is big fear of a lot of people. The question what people ask me about how to move to Costa Rica. What happens if you want to buy property or if you want to rent a house? And, are you ripped off? Like, should I be afraid to ripped off? And then I say, well, learn. This is what I want to share. Number 2, learn about sales psychology of people and you won't be ripped off. In fact, it will help you to get a very good deal on buying a property, on renting a house. I literally 2 times people ask me for a deposit when renting a house in Costa Rica. And they asked me, that was before I bought this property. It's very common to ask for a deposit to a new expat in town. Like, you don't know the people, they didn't know Dirk and Muriel. So it was like, okay, cool, you can rent this house. And we just adopted our first dog, Lucky. So that guy said, a really great guy, by the way. He said, well, yeah, you can rent the house, but you need to deposit like at least 1 month of rent in case the dog eats up something. It's a young dog. And I said, vice versa. We had this conversation. And actually, at the end of the line, I didn't pay a deposit because I sold him on the truth. I have an insurance for me, my family, including my dogs, break something of someone. So I sold him on the idea I don't need to pay that deposit, which I could really not miss back then. We need to buy a lot of new stuff. We came with 2 suitcases and a backpack. I sold him on the idea, right? And that's actually the same strategy. So if you know what people need in order to say yes, that's basically assurance. It's all okay. They need trust that you don't break anything in their house. Assurance, trust. It helps if they like you, no, trust. It's the same when building a business online and you want to do affiliate marketing like I do. You want to sell other people's products so you don't have to do all the work and all the customer service and all the creation. I do have both. I also have my own products. But why do people buy from me? Because I create trust. People can find me. People see, oh, she's active there. She's live there. She has products there. She's like, this is a person. And I allow people to get to know me because I'm a lot on video. That's also what I teach my students. You see, this is also the same. People, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel and you're thinking, how to move to Costa Rica? How should I be afraid of being ripped off? Learn about sales. Read books about sales. Do a course about psychology behind the sale and what it requires for someone to say yes. Or to recognize that someone is screwing with you. Really, like I recognize if someone is asking me, Muriel, how to make money online? How do I make money online? Teach me how to make money online. Can we talk? And then I say often in a messenger, well, can I ask you a couple of questions to find out if and how I can help you best? And then I also have a couple of questions screening someone. And based on their answer, I can literally tell this person wants a lot, but is not willing to put effort in it. They don't have a realistic idea of what it takes on making money online. Really, they think they plug in some buttons, press some buttons, and it will drop in their lap. It's not working that way. You need literally have skills, know about people, psychology of people, build know, like, and trust, deal with fear, because building a business online is all about dealing with risk. But it's no different in a job, really. What is the guarantee that you have your job forever? There is no guarantee. So there's always risk, but people don't see it that way. So you need to know about that as well. Does that make sense? Just leave me a comment below. Just let me know if you can still hear me. I'm streaming on 3 platforms, so I cannot really track down. This is the first time I do it this way. I just thought I need to do this on my wall, on my Facebook as well, because people want to know how to make money online. They ask me, okay, what do you need as well? How can you work on your personal development as well? And I will give you some book tips at the end, so stick to the end. I will give you some awesome titles that help me to master all these skills for a big chunk. Not everything, because I didn't learn everything from books. If you could learn everything from books, everyone would know everything. But you also sometimes need a coach. You sometimes need a booster. You need to I don't know, you need more than free stuff sometimes, often, not always. It's like a mix. But you need self-confidence. You need for both how to move to Costa Rica successfully. You need self-confidence. And you need the same skill for building a business online successfully. Do you see it? If you don't have self-confidence, if you always look, okay, let me take first how to make money online. If you always think, I will never be as good as they are. If you're looking at people who are super successful, right? You see they're successful apparently in everything they post, their lifestyle and everything. Perhaps you think it about me. And you're right. But it's weird to say from yourself, I'm successful online. I make a good living. I earn more than I need, right? And that's beautiful. I'm grateful for it. But it didn't happen overnight. I built my self-confidence. I was not self-confident. In the beginning, I always looked at people I admired. There were my first mentors, my first coaches, and I thought, I can never be like them. I didn't have self-confidence. And that also kept my authentic powers behind closed doors until it was like a compound effect of a couple of courses and coaches and training and books. I snapped out of that lack of self-confidence. I thought, hey, they started somewhere. They started as amateurs and now they're super successful, so I can do it. Yeah, it was one of my coaches who said, look at you. You're awesome. You have an accent. And I thought, but my accent is weird. How will people take me seriously if I have a Dutch accent? And at the beginning of my marketing career, I started in English as a Dutch mother who could not speak really English well, and I still make a lot of mistakes. And he said, it makes you unique. It makes you different than all the others. Keep doing it. Don't work on your accent. Just be yourself, and your English will be better. And that's what I did. And my business online launched. And now to talk about how to move to Costa Rica, self-confidence. If you don't have self-confidence, you only think about failure, like, oh, what if this happens? I will never make it. And you're only looking at doom scenarios, which there are a lot of doom scenarios to find. If you're finding my videos on YouTube about Costa Rica living, expat life, how to move to Costa Rica, you also see a lot of other video makers and about how they left Costa Rica and what happened, and their house flooded and their house collapsed and a landslide, and they were robbed and they were killed, and they're like, it's like the news, if you focus on it, it will grow. And if you focus on that stuff, which happens, but don't take it out of proportion by focusing on it, because then you're going to make it your own and you're going to authentify yourself with it. And that's what you should avoid by building self-confidence, just attracting the good to you, being self-confident that you will be okay, because focus on positive stories. Look at me. Everything went well with me. Of course I had challenges, but hey, I'm happy and living free and healthy in Costa Rica. And I'm so glad I took the leap. And those 3 strategies you can apply for both: how to make money online, how to build a business successfully online, and how to move to Costa Rica. You don't own the things outside of you, but you do own and master what's within you. I would say go for it. Go for it both. And you can ask me questions about both. And if you don't know where to start, how to build a business online, and you want a starting point, there's a link around this video. Click it, learn more. Share your name and email, click it, learn more, fill it out, and connect with me. If you want assurance, send me a private message on Facebook. I will answer, perhaps not right away because I have a lot of messages waiting, the same as email, but I am handling all that myself. But I'm really here to inspire you guys, because so many people stick to their the same old, a job that doesn't make them happy. People work in a job because of the money and not because of their passion anymore. They started with a specific job because of their passion over choice, but they ended up working for the money and thinking they cannot do anything else. And that's not true. You always have the choice to change, but it's often fear holding you back, lack of self-confidence, and thinking that sales is complicated. Sales is knowing about people and You are a person. You know what you need to say yes to someone, right? You need know, like, trust. And if someone gives you a special feeling, but boom. And someone needs to offer something that you really, really need and you want to buy anyways. That's all. How hard is it? Same for Costa Rica. Law of attraction. Just start with the end in mind that everything went well, that you sold your house wherever you want to leave, the United States, the Netherlands, wherever, and that everything went well. And then reverse engineer. Hey, how did I do it? I had trust in people. They offered me help. You will see there's awesome people around that will help you when you need it. And there's also crappy people around. But when you get to know people and psychology of people, you really care about people and you listen to people and read their behavior, that psychology, guys, you will tell if someone wants to rip you up or not. And honestly, if people ask me for deposits for houses, I never paid it. And I had one house, a landlord, she illegally rented out her house that was not officially, and she wanted to rip me off. And actually, I reversed engineered it. She wanted my money, and at the end of the day, I didn't pay her because I read her behavior, because I read a lot of books about psychology and I listened to a lot of books. So that makes you also a better speaker. I'm not an awesome speaker, but sometimes people say, how can you talk so much? I read books, I listen to books. I learned that also from one of my mentors. Read books and speaking will be easier, and you could be a master in a specific topic if you spend like 100 hours on it in a year. That's like 18 minutes per day or something. And you can master a skill. You can be a master at sales. You can have an awesome business, really. But I want to leave it with this because I made a deal with my son. I'm going to the beach now. I pick one of my dogs and he goes skating. I drop him off and the beach is like 100 meters further. And with that being said, let me know if this was any of value or if you have questions. You can follow the link that you see around. You can message me, but let me know if I inspired you, if there's just someone who inspired you. Then if there's just someone who I inspired, it will make my day. I know I have a lot of viewers on different platforms. Like I said, I never streamed on 3 platforms, including my own Facebook. So I'm curious what will happen with this live. But I am excited to do this more. I think the world needs it. I think you can accomplish your goals and dreams better if you just take action on what I shared. And I see someone saying thank you. Pura Vida Vibes says thank you. Well, thank you for watching. See you in the next one and have a beautiful morning, day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Bye for now.